I'll never forget my last birthday. Not because it was special, but because it was the day my whole world collapsed. I had just turned 35. I thought life was finally steady, married for almost 8 years, working hard, building a home with the woman I loved. I imagined spending the evening with her, maybe sharing dinner, a cake, some laughter. Instead, that night, my wife shattered everything. The day started normal enough. She seemed a little distant, but I brushed it off. Maybe she was planning a surprise. That thought kept me going. But when I got home from work, there was no cake, no candles, no friends waiting to yell happy birthday. Just her, sitting at the dining table, staring at her phone. I smiled and asked, "So, what's the plan tonight?" She didn't even look up. Instead, she sighed and said, "We need to talk." Those 4 words froze my heart. I sat across from her, and she didn't hesitate. She looked me in the eyes and said, "This marriage isn't working anymore. I want out." It felt like the floor gave way under me. On my birthday, I asked if there was someone else. She smirked and admitted it. Said she'd been reconnecting with her ex for months. That he made her feel alive, while I, her husband, made life feel dull. I couldn't even speak. My throat closed, and all I could hear was the pounding in my ears. She kept talking, like she'd rehearsed it all. She said she didn't regret it. That being with him showed her what she'd been missing. And then she dropped the cruelest blow. "This marriage is void, and I don't love you anymore." On my birthday. I sat there, numb, as she walked into the bedroom and shut the door. That night, while she slept peacefully beside me, I stared at the ceiling with tears rolling down my face, realizing that the woman I had given everything to had just ripped my heart out without a shred of guilt. But here's the thing about heartbreak: it can destroy you, or it can wake you up. The next morning, I made a decision. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to cling to someone who had already thrown me away. If she thought I was dull, if she thought I'd crumble, she had no idea who she was dealing with. I got up early, left the house, and started making calls. By the time she woke up, I had already moved money from our joint account into a separate one, my name only. I'd also scheduled an appointment with a lawyer. When she came into the kitchen, stretching and yawning like nothing had happened, I told her calmly, "Since you've decided this marriage is void, I'll treat it that way. You'll be out of this house by the end of the week." She blinked at me, surprised. "Wait, what? You can't just kick me out." "Oh, I can," I told her. "This house was bought in my name, before we married. Legally, it's mine. And the lawyer I'm meeting today will make sure every cent you spent on your ex comes out of your share of the settlement." Her face went pale. For the first time, she looked nervous. She stammered, I didn't mean for it to happen this way." But I'd stopped listening. Over the next 24 hours, I gathered every receipt, every text I could find. She hadn't even bothered to hide the messages with her ex. I had all the proof I needed of her cheating, of her spending nights in hotels on my dime, of her betrayal. And then, the final move, my revenge. The following day, I called her parents. I told them everything. I forwarded them the screenshots. Her father, who had always treated me like a son, was furious. He called her in front of me and said, "You've shamed yourself and destroyed your marriage for a fling. Don't come here looking for sympathy." She broke down crying, begging me not to involve them, but it was too late. Her family knew, my lawyer knew, and soon everyone in our circle of friends knew too. I didn't shout. I didn't throw things. I let her words, her actions, expose her. By the end of that week, she was out of the house. She left with nothing but her clothes and her guilt. Her ex. The man she had risked everything for. He dumped her a month later. Apparently, she had been more of a distraction to him than a future. And me. I signed the divorce papers with steady hands. It hurt, God, it hurt, but I also felt free. Free from someone who never valued me. Sometimes revenge isn't about screaming or destroying someone. Sometimes the real revenge is silence. It's moving on, standing tall, and letting them face the wreckage they created. So yes, my wife voided our marriage on my birthday. But the day after, I started taking back my life. And in the end, she lost everything, while I walked away stronger. And if you've been betrayed like I was, remember this: you don't have to fight fire with fire. Sometimes the best revenge is simply letting them burn their own bridges while you build new ones.